Birds.
Whoa.
Come on, you wanker!
No, take a look. No.
Hey, come here. If you don't stop screwing around back there, this is what I'm gonna do with you.
Well, we know where we're going, but we don't know where we've been. And we know what we're knowing, but we can't say.
3, a 2, a 1. And welcome to the first episode of the Flyover State of Film. I am joined by special friends here. I got this call way back. They were like, hey, we need a really great leader. And I was like, they were like, can it please be you? And I was like, all right, yeah, sure, guys. I got to check my time. And I figured I had a little bit of time, and we want to bring this podcast to you and basically just talk about film and entertainment and the whole nine. So yes, I got 3 students in class with me today. Guys, you can stand up, tell everyone your names and a hobby or something you like to do. We can start off with my good friend Brian.
Oh, hey, I get to go first. That's great. I'm definitely not going to stand up. I do that as little as possible. But, I was happy to drop in for however many episodes this lasts and bestow my glorious knowledge upon the world. I'm known for my hot takes and my cold beers. So thanks for having me, buddy.
No problem. And then the next guest needs no introduction. That's Joe.
What is up? Name's Joe. I don't know. I didn't know this was class, so I'm panicking.
But you don't have pants on, so that you're set up in that way.
Also, just took a monstrous poop. That may or may not be real. But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. Topic shows are some of the best, and we're just going to be bullshitting. I'm just ready to get it started.
Now, we got the real brains behind this. The man, the myth, the legend, Jusef. What's going on, bud?
How's it going? I guess you can consider me the foreign exchange student at this point. They said that they couldn't have 4 white guys on the internet, so they got 1 Latino. That's me.
Yeah, it's that classic rule when you're interviewing football coaches. You got to have at least 1 minority, I believe it is. So
rule.
Well, now we can say racist shit now, and then be like, but we have a Latino guy here.
Your opinion?
Like my black friend, or whatever, so that flies now.
It's good. Just like whatever you say. And then
he's our Ben Carson. We'll just trot him right on out there.
I'll reply to everybody calling you racist.
Yeah,
there you go.
Oh, nothing. Hey, if you don't get called racist on the internet, what are you even doing? Like,
you're not succeeding.
No. I love when black people call other black people, or like Latinos call black people racist. I love that. I'm like, go nuts on each other. Hell yeah, everybody's racist against somebody, right?
I'm so glad no one
get the popcorn ready. So I figured we could start each episode, however many episodes we eventually get to do. I know this was a feat to get to, but we could pop our drinks because we're all adults here. We're all 21 plus, and have a nice sip.
What's everyone drinking?
Oh, I got some Flying Fish Jersey Juice India Pale Ale IPA. They're sponsored, so
Ooh, that's a good sponsor.
Oh yeah.
I got another Jersey beer, Tonewood, first time having.
Yeah.
Good Fuego IPA.
It's because Jersey, along with a lot of other great things, makes great beer.
So far, we could have got some Ohio beer today, though.
I got Ohio beer right here.
What's that? Well, I like that can.
Platform from Columbus, Ohio.
Nice. That's fancy.
There you go. And I'm just drinking some sweet little Liney Kugel summer shandy, taking it nice and easy.
It sounds
Keeping
much.
it classy. Keeping it classy.
Brian is gonna get up 5 times to pee.
I'm
It's
almost
true.
there. Drinking High Life before flipping this IPA, so now that's gonna be bad mixture.
Oh, the champagne abuse.
So speaking of bad mixtures, I want to dive into the first topic today, which will be mine. I just watched about 6 different times the new Predator trailer. For one, I don't get it. We're doing this thing now with Ninja Turtles. Now they're getting rebooted after what, 4 years, and then now Predator with the Predators coming out in 2010. I know it's ripe in the Shane Black thing, but the whole trailer and like the Logan vibe I got from it with like a giant Predator against the younger. Help me out here. Does anyone else feel like they liked it at all?
I don't watch trailers.
I just watched it.
Yeah.
Yusef's gonna step out. He doesn't watch trailers.
Because-
I don't watch trailers. I'm
I
cool.
barely watch trailers, but
I don't even own a TV.
What's the internet?
I only read magazines.
I really listen to Vitrola.
Did you watch the teaser trailer at all?
TJ, I watched the trailer right before this, and I just don't have excitement for the Predator. It's one of those films. It's like an awesome creature. It has 2 good movies, and then just the point's been lost. And I don't see Shane Black saving that because he's sometimes so far up his own ass. And this seems like another time.
Even that Keegan-Michael Key line where he's just like, your mom's like a video game, she's rated E, because everyone else like, that doesn't even sound like Shane Black. Like, that
sounds like them. That sounds like Shane Black trying to copy his own joke from Predator and like update it. That's like them on the helicopter. That's what my thing was too. I was like, so it's like Shane Black's taken pieces of what he liked from Predators, and he's kind of remaking his own Predator movie that he wrote the first time.
And I got to deal with that Iron Man 3 bullshit again by a whole little kid side plot.
Yeah, I'm not happy about a little kid in it. Although, because like, I'm of the opinion there hasn't even been a bad Predator movie. Like, I would say the worst Predator movie is the first AVP, and the rest of them are like pretty solid sci-fi action movies. With Predator and Predators being excellent sci-fi action movies. Both of those ones are really good. So like, I kind of feel like I didn't need this movie, first of all, because I'm like, but I'm always up for a new Predator movie.
You know what's gonna fucking happen?
The first trailer didn't get me excited. This one was better, although it was too spoilery.
Yeah. You know what's gonna fucking happen? Like it happens with everything that comes out now. The movie might be okay at best. People are gonna overhype it, and then it's not gonna do its box office anyway. And then it's gonna be another article about, well, how do we prevent this failure? We sank $90 million into this picture. No one asked for it.
Has a Predator movie ever like really blown up the box office since the first one? They've like everything they've tried to do with this franchise. Like,
did the first one blow up like box office too? Was it like a huge hit?
The first Predator was a pretty good, successful, solid movie.
I'm looking at it.
But Predator 2, I don't think did great. The AVP movies, the first one did all right, but like they didn't sink any real money into the sequel, so the sequel survived because it was cheap. And then like Predators was a good movie, but people were so jaded it didn't really do a huge box office. So I don't know like, where the impetus to keep trying with this franchise comes from.
So with inflation, right? Like not adjust it, like where it currently stands, AVP has made the most with 80 million. Predator, the first one, I'm rounding up, was about 60 million. Predators was 52. This is a lifetime theater gross. AVP Requiem was 40, and Predator 2 was 30.
Can I ask a question?
Adjust it. I mean, 140 million, the first Predator over its lifetime.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
sure.
Is it Christmas up Shane's black ass?
Yeah.
Hey,
he's pulling up.
Shane Black has done some glorious work with Christmas. Though I will stand by The Long Kiss Goodnight. I will stand by Nice Guys.
I
didn't see the trailer. Is it Christmas in this movie too?
It should be.
That's Halloween.
Nice Guys was great.
Yeah.
Supposedly,
Nice
in this
Guys is
one, I saw
excellent.
this scene. It's like a Halloween. It says like 10:30 Halloween dance on like the sign behind Olivia Munn in some picture.
That's what's Halloween.
It looks like that's what the timing of, because it comes out in September like 17th or something like that.
Is this War on Christmas?
Yo, he's backing out on it. He's done with it because there's no
Can't
snow.
believe
It's
it.
going to be the Predator versus the Red Starbucks Cup.
Right.
So that look for that one.
I'm gonna tool off into. I was gonna talk about this topic. You mentioned Halloween. I mean that Halloween trailer.
We gonna segue? Is that a segue?
Segue.
They just said all together. I mean, I feel like it's similar to the Predator, bringing it back.
Oh my God, Joe, you're
Here's
such a
my
professional.
thing about that. There's already a good Halloween trilogy because Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween H2O make a solid trilogy.
If you watch them
To
back, if you
erase
watch
all
them
that,
back
I think
to
you're
back,
doing
yeah.
a disservice. Like, it's cool to make Laurie Strode like a Sarah Connor and make her a badass, but I thought she was way more interesting as like damaged goods, alcoholic, PTSD, barely keeping it together in H2O. Like, that's way more interesting to me.
And
Brian,
get a little bit of that in Resurrection in the beginning. How clever she is.
Like
right before she dies.
That event's gonna leave you fucking traumatized.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, that was a realistic portrayal of a victim who had been through some fucking shit.
Not like
I think she's on her cheap throaty like PTSD Jaws 2 thing to where like she's gonna I know in that part of the trailer where she shoots up through the glass and then she just sees the Michael thing, she's definitely gonna hit like she's having like the where Chief Brody lets off on the bluefish and the guy's like, just bluefish. She's like, oh man.
Yeah, but see, that's another thing. Like, I'll tell you what I saw in that Halloween trailer was a bunch of shit from other Halloween movies. I felt like I saw scenes from Halloween 4 and from Halloween 6, like peppered throughout that trailer. She already shot LL Cool J accidentally.
They even had a tip. Hey, in that trailer, they even had a tip of the hat to Halloween 3. The little kids running around with masks were wearing
masks. Yep.
Were you a fan of the original? Like, when's the last time you saw the original?
The original, I did like a marathon with my wife, and we enjoyed them. I just can't believe that they're erasing Josh Hartnett from history. Like, he's barely
that's his damn debut
barely
too.
getting work as of right now, and they're just like, yeah, your movie didn't even exist.
Well, what about
Joseph Gordon-Levitt too is in that movie. He gets killed with an ice skate.
Oh yeah, he does in the very beginning. Holy shit!
They're erasing
Hell yeah.
Paul Rudd.
Yep, no more Paul Rudd, no more Jamie Lloyd.
Who's
Buster Rhymes can't prove that he knows karate anymore.
Oh wait, it was Buster Rhymes and not Coolio.
There's two.
No, it's Buster Rhymes in Resurrection. It's LL Cool J in H2O.
But Buster Rhymes like goes hand to hand combat with Michael. No good.
Resurrection is the one Halloween movie I don't fuck with. Like, I love that franchise, but I dropped out. Like, H2O, I was like, man, what a solid ending. And then they fucked around with that, and then they did Buster Rhymes Kung Fu. I was like, I'm out.
They did some really cool, like, that's when, like, internet cameras, where they got those little ball cameras going and stuff like that, like, in the late 90s with, like, American Pie. They definitely just fed off, like, the Shannon Elizabeth scene. It was like, how could we do this with Michael Myers murdering people? And then they did
a movie that should have happened, like, in 2008.
Yeah.
They were also capitalizing.
No, that's when they were busy doing the Rob Zombie remake, baby.
Well, I mean, should have, though. The Rob Zombie one has its defenders.
I actually don't hate the first Rob Zombie. I think it should have just been the one movie, and then it would have been just a retelling, like it's a different version. It can just exist in its own. But then the sequel came along, and it was real weird and dumb.
His second one was, like, so out there. And I remember after the second one came out, reading a, like, article be like, now Rob Zombie does want to remake Citizen of the Witch, too.
Well, he went realistic, like that trailer park realistic with the first one. Semi, like, Frankensteinish when Michael Myers becomes an adult, because there's no way that person in that small confined space would get that huge. And then the second one, he went pure mystical, and then the one they treated Danny Trejo like shit in the first one, man.
Well, that actually added humanity to it, though. That was all like, all right, no, like I like.
His mom was so nice compared, like,
that's the point. I like when I'm saying no when a guy's being murdered.
Mikey, it's me. I'm like, no, you don't do that to Danny Trejo.
I mean,
Danny Trejo does that to his career.
yeah.
He's like, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't badass in his part 2 or whatever. So.
Have you ever seen Badass? It's not good.
No, I've never watched that either, but I've seen the DVD cover. I feel like I get the gist.
Yeah, you got it. It sums it up.
So you go with Halloween for your topic, that trailer?
I wasn't, but now I will.
No, you don't have to. I mean, I was just saying because like my whole thing is like you're doing these movies like Halloween. I was kind of I am super psyched for, but like you're going back for Ninja Turtles after it just came out, and unless Andy Serkis,
they definitely need to let that one rest. Like, and I didn't even dislike. I'm probably one of the few defenders of the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movies. I don't think they are terrible at all. I think they're fine, fun, harmless kind of movies, but. Let that one take a break. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to come back this close? What, it'll barely be 5 years between them? You ain't Spider-Man. Take a breath. Take a breather.
I argue that it definitely might have that just the name Ninja Turtles. I mean, it has a popular cartoon and stuff like 2014. So 4 fucking years since the second one.
Yeah, let's see if it ever gets fucking off the ground again. But I mean, to your thing of the Predator, I don't think
I'm gonna see
absorbed it as much, but it just seems like I'll forget about it. That's what the trailer made.
And I know they're gonna do some weird like if you saw like in the thing spoilers. I'm sorry if you don't want to see it before the thing, but it's obviously like a human hybrid Predator.
Yeah, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what the speculation is that it's going to be a Dutch hybrid Predator.
Okay, if that's
Arnold pumped his iron in a Predator, and this is the Predator that we're watching.
I'm into that.
I'll go into that.
See, I thought the weakest part of Predators was the kind of like second type of predator that like hunted the other one and stuff. I was like, I kind of didn't need that. I kind of just was into like the island preserve or the planet preserve and like hunting the different kind of human predators, like killers of men and stuff. Yeah. I was more into that. So I'm not sure how I feel. Plus, I feel like AVP Requiem did the hybrid alien predator thing, and that thing was badass. Like, that was hard pressed to beat that. That thing was sweet as fuck.
If
that was
awesome. And being so dark, that movie would be so good. And then Danny Trejo is in Predators. He plays the cartel guy.
Is this podcast going to be how do we link Danny Trejo to every topic?
Is this 6 Degrees Trejo?
6 Degrees Trejo. And you got
in there too. So we're
going to be talking about a lot of Robert Rodriguez movies then.
I'm really in my element.
Do all that. Spy Kids.
Oh, they're awful.
All right. So enough from the Predator. Let's Jusef, what do you got for your topic wise?
Oh, I didn't know it was so
just whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah. So prepping for my fight, I don't know if you guys saw my fan friction fight where I destroyed Ryan's dreams of not ever fighting against me. I had to watch. I had to watch
by the skin of his teeth. I thought Dan was going to just crucify him. He barely swung, but you know.
Yeah, and he choked. So so I had to watch Small Soldiers, and I wanted to ask you guys, outside of Small Soldiers company, what is the most ridiculous company you've ever heard? Because let me refresh your memory as to what's that company about. Is a high-tech military company on the cusp of creating missiles that can go up. This is according to their CEO, up anybody's ass. But they decide to invest in a toy line company. And so you have one side that is just military, high-grade ships and missiles, and one side is just, toys. So outside of Small Soldiers, what is the most ridiculous company that you've ever seen in a movie?
I think the most just riding off top of that just think of the part where they're like, oh, we have this chip, and all they do with the chip is stick it on the back of the toy, and all of a sudden just no rewiring or anything. It's just the toy.
Does they have little servos and stuff inside, or is that just a plastic toy and they just stuck a chip to the back?
It's robotic inside. But if you watch the movie, it's one of the worst like business practices ever. Like they give the new toy guys all access to the entire company, and this guy just types in the computer, a search in the computer says state of the art ships, and then he just orders 500,000 ships to the toy company.
And they were like $1 million a piece or some shit like that.
Rock
I mean, what is the profit? What is the profit margin though on those toys? How expensive are they selling those?
I'm wondering because I bet you they were at least like $29.99.
I was gonna say they're at least $30.
They're a foot tall.
They're just losing money. It's just money down the drain with those ships that they just put in the backs of the toys.
It's airtight. I don't know what you're saying, but the company I'd pick, we already talked about it, is the Shamrock Company in Halloween 3.
Good one.
It makes no sense.
Well, they're legit like an evil corporation, though. They're like they're a front.
They
Isn't
sell
it a cultish?
masks. They sell 3 masks.
Oh yeah, they're witches.
And they're a worldwide company that their plan is thwarted by time zones.
But I mean, at least they're sticking to one thing, though.
No, but you mentioned chips. They were putting chips, and they were putting little pieces of Stonehenge in the microchip, and then in the mask. And then when you manipulate it, your face turns to like worms and snakes. It just doesn't seem
like I haven't seen it in so long. But I thought it just like smush your face and make green ooze or something like that.
No, they like turn to bugs and snakes. It's weird.
What?
Yeah, but I get but the Silver Shamrock Company I kind of get because like that's witchcraft and they have like a purpose. They're like focused evil. I want to talk about some like benign corporate evil. I want to talk about the Good Guy Company, the guys that make the Chucky dolls, because like that doll. Like, there are straight up people getting murdered and going crazy. They don't even wait, like, 2 years to relaunch the line. Andy is, like, the same age. He's in a foster home. His mom is in an asylum. Everybody he knows is dead. They relaunched the line. And, and then they do it again. They relaunched that line again.
Whoa.
And they ain't trying to take... It's not like they know Chucky's evil and they're trying to use him to take over the world. They're just trying to make money. And I think that kind of, like, benign corporate evil is actually a little worse. I like that Silver Shamrock they have an end game, at least.
That guy gets his due so well with with Chucky...
the yo-yo where he gets tricked with the yo-yo,
and, the darts, a golf club. He hits him with like everything. And also, why? I get the guy gets a whole bunch of toys and he's like a mogul, the whole nine. But does he really have to have all those toys scattered out through his apartment when he's like 70 years old?
Like a 65-year-old like toy company has toys actually in his office. Like no, maybe
fire trucks and death.
Single toy on his desk that like represents the first good idea he ever had or whatever. But yeah, the guy doesn't have like little toy robots and airplanes and shit just sitting around his office.
Maybe he's like an older version of Tom Hanks and Big. You know, that's how you get in the mind.
It's actually the same guy, the same kid. It's Joshua Banks. Only he fucked up with the Zoltar machine and he made himself even older instead of getting turned back. Just like, I'm just going to lean into it and I'm going to...
But the Chucky doll, though, at least like it was probably so isolated, it's like we couldn't blame the Raggedy Ann doll for being around some weird incidences, too.
Yeah, but how do you spin that PR move, though?
Yeah, exactly. We're talking about the internet era, too. I mean, they got away.
It's a fucking doll. It can't murder anyone.
You know what? They kind of explain, but they don't. Like, the mom, like Sarah Connor, was put away, and no one ever mentioned her ever again. Not even in, like, the newer ones where they bring back
She's
Andy.
the only... Well, she went on to be the mom on Seventh Heaven, so I guess she did it.
I turned this movie on real late night, and it was her playing, like, a seductive woman taking high school football players and trying to sleep with them, and it threw everything off from Seventh Heaven, because I love that.
It's called the Brian Hurst life story. It was a really good...
I'm going to go with a
really beautiful... The guy who played Bubba in Varsity Blues played me.
Oh, he's dead now.
I'm going to go with a non-evil corporation.
That's harsh.
You guys are too evil. I'm going to go a little blasphemous right now. I'm not to spoil anything from Jusef's fight, but he said some some bad things about an amazing movie. But bad company, bad ideas with the company, Ghostbusters. Like, I get Egon Spengler being the smartest guy and being able to do the things with the nuclear packs and the proton packs, but having a guy like Venkman and even a guy, God damn it, I feel so bad right now that I can't remember Ernie Hudson's fucking name because that's a fucking running joke for everyone. Winston. You don't give those guys those type of things, man. Maybe Dan Aykroyd because he was able to fix that car up, but you don't give those two. That's irresponsible. Like, you do not do that in a bad building.
Well, I think the thing with Ghostbusters is, like, if you watch it with a modern eye, like, you obviously, like, William Atherton, who's played, like, this total asshole, he's, like, totally within his rights, and he's totally on the level. Like, that guy's from the Environmental Protection. These guys have unlicensed nuclear reactors. They are firing all over the city. They got some kind of crazy machine. We don't know anything about, like, what kind of radiation that containment system puts off or anything. So, like, I mean, we all love Ghostbusters, but, like, you don't want to put too much of a critical eye on that.
He's up there. He's up there with the vice president of, like, Ferris Bueller. They're just trying to do their job.
Also,
how's like their job? They're just, you know.
Oh yeah, Ferris Bueller is 100% the villain of that movie.
Yeah, how do they make their money in Ghostbusters? Like, who were they billing?
Well, that's the thing. You saw they rip off that. They basically extort the guy at the hotel. They totally trash his hotel. And then they like way crazily overcharge him. And then when he threatens not to pay, they just act like they're going to let the ghost loose. So basically, you're in a position where you have to pay them. They have a service that only they can provide. So maybe the Ghostbusters aren't great dudes. I don't know. I mean, Venkman is totally abusing his power right at the beginning of the movie. The first thing you ever see him doing, he's like manipulating that girl and simultaneously abusing that test subject. Like, so I mean, he's a scumbag straight off the gate. He comes to a date with Sigourney Weaver with a shot full of Valium. How does he have? Why does he have a syringe full of Valium when he comes to a date with Sigourney Weaver?
I never thought of that.
They lucked out with the Marshmallow Man, because if the world wasn't about to end, they would have ended in prison like that.
Oh yeah, like I remember as a kid thinking the idea that in the second one that they were like bankrupt and the city sued him and stuff was like a real raw deal, and I was like, no, they actually got off pretty light. They actually kind of got off pretty light.
They can still go get beers and do kids parties, which they probably shouldn't.
They're right. He-Man is better than you guys.
Did they not do those kid parties with the packs on their back? Like, who didn't just take those away? Alright, I digress.
A kid just like runs up and like switches it on. You know how kids are; they'll just touch buttons. Kids just hit buttons. They don't care. You can't be wearing that shit around a bunch of kids.
TJ, I think you're right. I think that might be the worst movie business model.
It's gotta be. It's as good as great things that they've done.
That same business model has been so many, like movies like Half Baked and Dirty Work are all basically like using that, like, we have a skill that's not useful in any way. But
wait, did you just say Dirty Work?
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I love it too, but it's basically that and Half Baked both are on that Ghostbusters model. It's like a group of friends who have a skill that's not really useful, but then they somehow parlay it into a money-making business to like serve some other end. Like, it's that same Ghostbusters kind of laid that groundwork.
But their business never works out in the end.
Neither does Ghostbusters.
Well, they are the heroes.
I still have never seen the first one, so I couldn't tell you. Or not the first one, the newest.
Ghostbusters?
The newest.
Oh, it's not. You're talking about the 2016?
Yes.
It's fine. It's just not, it's not great.
If it's on TBS on a Sunday, watch it.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
I do have a lot of.
I saw it twice.
Look, there's a dog.
I'll tell you what was. Oh, we have a dog on the crew. I'll tell you what was awful about that movie, though, was Kate McKinnon.
She was like super cartoonish.
Yeah.
See, I love Kate McKinnon. It's just like that movie.
She has become a caricature of herself, though.
Everybody was being like, there's no like straight man in that movie. They're all doing shtick all the time, and it's just like point the camera at people and just let them riff. And it's one of the few movies where the extended cut was like much worse. I was like, oh god, you just left in all these long takes and shit that are just useless.
My thing with Kate McKinnon, because I think she's great on SNL. Nothing against her. Every movie I've seen her in, just about, she's like thinking she's still on SNL.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's what Jusef was saying. Is like she just really became like that character,
and it just never works for me in the movies they put her in.
I mean, eventually, I'm sure she'll find her role. Like,
she'll be fine.
Like McCarthy, same thing. She does like the same thing over and over again.
It's like the only one.
The little crevices here and there.
I think that also has that problem is her counterpart in Ghostbusters. Sometimes is Kristen Wiig. She has funny face.
So I'm excited to see what she does in Wonder Woman. I hope it's something. There's another pup.
Why do you have so many dogs?
They got loose stuff on the cage.
Dr.
Wow, no, keep them on.
You should beat them more so they'll listen.
Jesus.
All right, that's a great segue to our next subject.
Welcome back to the Beating Dog Podcast.
So, Brian, with that being said,
you know who got a raw deal? Michael Vick.
Actually,
what I'm
gonna say. Brian, so what's your topic for the week, man?
Let me tell you why Ray Lewis is right.
Aaron Hernandez.
Ray Rice did the right
rest
thing.
in power, Aaron Hernandez.
All right, Brian, tell us why not all dogs should go to heaven.
Well, sometimes there are dogs that shit on my yard, and they don't deserve to go to heaven. I didn't really. I was kind of like floating loose topics and blah blah bleep blah bloops. But then I saw something that just popped up into my radar again. A casting notice or I forget who it was. Maybe Jeremy Irons got cast in the Watchmen TV series that apparently they're working on. So I just want to talk a little bit. This is kind of a mix. First, what do you guys think? First of all, anybody here, like comic book fan, old school, like Watchmen fan, like read it before the movie came out?
I read it after. I read it after.
I read it after.
So this question might be a little more geared towards TJ, just because. What do you feel about the legacy of Watchmen since the movie, and then they did like the before Watchmen comic books have come out now, and now they're gonna do this reboot? Like, what do you think about that?
I'll tell you what. So Watchmen is an incredible book. Now, when I go to Barnes & Noble, they have these weird... Obviously, they have a clearance section. And the clearance section, comic book-wise, is just spread with the before Watchmen prequel books and the art for those things. It's like, I get what Zack Snyder did, and I don't mind the film at all.
No, I actually think that's one of Zack Snyder's better movies.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
I think that's a really like hard... that's kind of an insurmountable task, and I think he did the best that anybody could expect, really, in a movie.
That's true.
And as much as I think that like a TV show is a better format for that, I don't find myself excited to see it adapted like that.
Is it?
I'm confused. Is it going to be the original, or is it going to be before the Watchmen?
I think it's going to be the original mostly.
It's the original.
But it's going to be all like out of order, so it can be used. So they can do time jumps and use all the stuff with the Minutemen and all that will be viable too. I think.
So who's behind this again?
That I don't know. Somebody else has to be better.
The Leftovers guy.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson?
No.
J.J. Abrams?
Lindelof.
Oh, Damien.
Okay.
Yeah. He did Leftovers.
Pilot. You just brought my enthusiasm down real
low. You know what I don't like? What I don't like about the Watchmen comic books, though? They don't have enough people beating dogs. No, it's just very low.
There is that one panel, though, where Dr. Manhattan kicks a dog all the way to the moon, which I thought was pretty sweet. And then another panel where his dick
think it's because the
hits
dog
a dog.
went for his penis.
I was going to say his big blue dick just hits a dog as he's walking by.
Honestly, as long as there's blue dick in the show, it can't fail.
But
I just feel like it's one of those things. Like there's so many things out there, and I think Watchmen definitely is this way for me. Where like it would have been better if they just left it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
The
just
movie was fine.
leave. Like, can't some things just stay in the medium they were meant to be in? Like, or even after the first movie, maybe just be like, you know what? We did our best, and this is literally about as good as you can do with this.
It's the best adaptation.
Yeah, and it's like maybe it should have just been like, but no, they were like, you know what? And now they've crossed over where like Watchmen characters are in the legit regular DC universe and stuff now. Yeah, in the comics, and like that's bizarre. That's too bizarre for me. Like you ruin the Watchmen once you take away the fact that it's an allegory. Like once you put them with real superheroes, they're no longer holding a mirror up to that. Like it's just,
it lost its purpose.
No. I know a thing on a production end of it is HBO is scrambling to replace their Westworld audience. I mean, their Game of Thrones audience.
I was gonna say, yeah, Game of Thrones.
But they have like 3 prequels though.
But that's so different though. They need a core Game of Thrones basically took that like Sopranos audience and had a nice transition to each other.
The Wire,
And Westworld was gonna do that, and after the season 2, I didn't watch it, but after season 2 ended, their ratings and returns aren't as strong as they were in that first season. You don't wait 2 years to release a second.
That was a long wait. It was so long that like I didn't even realize I had watched the first season of Westworld, and then it was on my DVD queue because I still get DVDs from Netflix because I'm old. And I got it like a month before the new season, but I haven't watched the new season because I don't watch it. So I'll wait till that one comes out on DVD, and then I'll watch it.
I'm going to watch season 2 in a binge form also. But, so I think Watchmen is just another one of those things they're throwing shit at the wall with and saying, we hope people come, but I don't think there's a huge mainstream market for it.
And I guess I wanted to gauge your guys' interest too, because I'm not a big TV watcher. Like, literally, waiting for things to come to DVD and binging them is the way I watch TV. I almost don't watch anything week to week. So
I mean, I kind of feel the same way about the Lord of the Rings series. Like, couldn't it just?
I don't have much interest in that.
Let good things be good things, and just.
I've never seen it.
We already went back to it with The Hobbit, and it was disappointing. Why would we try again? Like, what makes you think we're gonna have faith in you?
That's true.
I fall asleep every time I put on the first Lord of the Rings.
Oh, so we're never gonna do this podcast again.
Relax, Joe. They're
I
so
own it.
good.
I own it to watch it.
Watch it. Don't smoke
every time I put it on. I don't smoke every time I put it on.
You're talking about the Clerks 2. That's the Clerks 2 shit where he's like,
I fall asleep.
This is the first movie.
It's true. Every time.
I'll tell you what, you need to do what I did. I just watched the original. I just watched Lord of the Rings trilogy with my son. He's 8. So we watched an hour a night. Every night, an hour before his bedtime, we watched an hour of Lord of the Rings. And do it breaking up like a serialized show. It's great.
How long did it take?
That's
10
just
years?
Word.
Well, I had the extended editions too, so it's like, it took a week or so.
I have the Blu-ray 3-pack that was $8 at Walmart, so whatever one that is.
It's funny, I actually will, someday when I see the 3-pack like that, the cheap one of the Hobbit movies, I probably will buy those and watch them again. I only ever gave them one chance, and they're pretty disappointing, but I would give them, for $8, I would buy them and watch them one more time.
I bought them. They're $10 for the 3 Blu-rays. Yes, a lot of CGI, but they are good. But here's what I want to say, time-wise. So, HBO, Watchmen, I don't know if anyone's seen Barry yet.
It's good. It's real good.
Time-wise, 8 episodes, a half hour apiece, really quick. You can do the second season, turn over really fast, and it's a binge that you can do in a day. Like, I know Watchmen there's so much that you really probably couldn't do that. Have to be an hour. But I want to see more of these shows.
Watchmen's so dense that you can kind of make it as long as you want to make it. There's enough stuff there to make an hour if you want to make an hour.
Do what they wanted to do with Walking Dead and stretch it for 25 years. You can do Walkman half-hour episodes, 8 episodes in a season, and then do it for fucking 20 years, probably.
TJ, I'm on your side on this whole. I like comedies. I keep almost always half-hour comedies.
Yeah,
or dramedies. I am up to date on because they're so easy to watch and get through. Like it
So
sneaked
quick.
a 22-minute half hour. Like Brockmire. Awesome show.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I just started that, and like just a simple sitcom, obviously. Just the Goldbergs. I watched that nonstop.
Goldbergs.
Those quick half-hour comedies are like the type of things that I'll be about. So if you can
watch
you can do
like
it, Barry.
I just rewatch old Seinfeld and 30 Rock and The Office.
gotta start
You know what I mean? It's like I don't watch any new things. I watch new movies and old TV shows.
The only thing I watch is Frasier.
Oh fuck yeah, I love Frasier.
Do you think about killing that dog?
No,
I would stomp the shit out of that dog.
God, I hope I'm gonna hashtag PETA when I release this.
But yeah,
I'm kind of more of a cat guy, so you know.
I love cats.
I love dogs. I love dogs.
Everybody loves dogs.
Wait, that's my topic. Must love dogs. Go.
That movie?
The movie?
Yeah.
How about The Truth About Cats and Dogs? How about that?
Holy shit! Someone break into your house?
Yeah.
It's one of them dogs.
What is your topic, Brian or Joe?
I think we discussed.
What was it? Halloween?
No.
Oh.
No, I don't have a topic. Oh, my topic I was going to say, we could save this for another one. Like, what's a movie that you love from your childhood or whatnot, or even property that you know is just fucking awful, but you want to bashfully love it? I already know TJ's answer.
I'm not going to use it.
But, you know, I got mine.
What's yours?
It's two. One's very generic to like the millennial generation is loving Space Jam. But I love Batman and Robin, and I realize it's awful, and I will never defend it. But if you were to like have an argument with like 8-year-old me, I'd be like, "You're fucking crazy." George Clooney.
Every time I say this, the Batman and Robin is the Tommy Lee Jones one or the Arnold
Schwarzenegger one?
Oh, one. It's not good. It's just one I know that I defend. It's awful. It's awful.
So when he whipped
real
out
bad. If you look at it as a like '90s version of Adam West camp Batman, you can kind of almost give it a pass, but it doesn't. It's not good enough at doing that to give it the benefit of the doubt. It's real awful.
So I guess my question would be, like, what did you love that you know that's awful? Like, I don't go and rewatch Batman and Robin anymore. Like, I think it's shit. But I could tell you, guarantee, for, like, up until I was probably about 12, I was, like, 13. I was, unabashedly, that was the best Batman ever.
Well, they destroyed Bane, just like another Batman movie. I'm not going to talk about that Batman movie tonight.
Oh, one day we will. I
can't wait for that one. That's going to be good one.
That should be our first... Once this podcast gets rolling and we've got a nice fan base, which is clearly going to happen, that should be our first watch along. We should all sit down and watch The Dark Knight Rises with TJ and make him like watch it with us.
I liked it.
I have a long timeline.
I think it's the weakest of the trilogy, but it's fine.
Trilogy.
Batman and Robin is so much better. Mine, I'm not going to go with the low-hanging fruit here. I know what everyone wants me to say. Not going to do it. But what I will say is a really bad movie, but could actually come back and be campy and good and like Cabin in the Woods style. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That movie was so bad, but perfect in every way. And obviously bad was just from acting.
Well, that falls into, I would say though, that would fall into like so bad it's good. There's that cult factor behind it.
But I know how bad it is with the acting.
Like I love Over the Top.
Yeah.
I love that movie though. Like they wrapped them in cotton candy. They hit them with pies. Like there's
Troll
so much
2.
stuff to love.
Like Killer Clowns from Outer Space is like Troll 2 though.
Yeah.
I think there's different categories of bad.
Fright Night 2.
And Fright Night's fun, but
2, the second one.
Oh, I've never seen 2, but
we all know, I mean, we were all there. We all witnessed Jusef slander the good name of Jaws. And I'm actually kind of a defender of Jaws 2. I think Jaws 2 is an underrated sequel, but Jaws 3 is a movie for me that I grew up watching on TNT like all the time.
Watched it yesterday.
I grew up, here in Ohio. We used to have a SeaWorld, and I grew up about 40 minutes away So I
You guys don't
would
have
go
an
to that
ocean.
SeaWorld every summer. We were there, so like I could really relate to the Jaws at the SeaWorld. And even though we didn't have like a cool underwater thing or whatever at mine, like I really got into that aspect of it. And I mean, going back, man, boy, how the mighty have fallen in that movie.
Did you
But
but
I still love it. Like I still like totally get into it. I'm like, yeah, Dennis Quaid, fucking get him, you know.
And you had like the Australian photographer, adventurer
Absolutely.
guy.
And the mom from My So-Called Life is the dolphin trainer. That's a deep cut.
Yeah, God, wow. That has probably one of those iconic shots of Dennis Quaid and that girl and the high-fiving and the dolphins jumping over them with
The weird like superimposed dolphins on the side of the screen. It was all done in 3D. It was like a 3D movie.
Well, that was Jaws.
And hey, Leah Thompson. Hey, Leah Thompson in a bikini too. Don't take that away from us. Pre-Howard the Duck, Leah Thompson.
You had to say it. So Howard the Duck is a great movie. We'll leave it at that. But yeah. Oh, you want to know what's a really bad movie that's kind of good? Well, in my opinion, that I made you guys watch. Return of the Swampthing. For a second, I thought Jusef was putting a gun to his head and he was going to pull the trigger. But it was a thumbs up.
That's a great segue.
What do you guys think about that?
No, what you say? You cut out.
Joe, what the hell?
Oh, Joe, you fucked up the great segue, man.
That's a great segue, man.
I said, speaking of bad movies that are so good, even though we know they're bad, I made you guys watch Return of the Swampthing.
Oh, oops, sorry.
Are you guys mad at me for that, or
No,
how do you feel?
No, I got one question though.
Yeah,
well, I got a lot of questions, but the first one I want to ask is, who hired Gilligan from Gilligan's Island to run the first? In the opening, Gilligan has like an army team just in the swamp hunting a monster. Like, who hired this guy? Because he has horrible leadership skills. Like he just leaves people behind. He forgets about them. He's like, I don't care. This is my way, and we're gonna run this way.
Dude, that's just ice.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. Yeah, I'm sitting there. I'm trying to think, like, what are they doing? And like, supposedly, it's government agents in a swamp in the middle of the night hunting down a moonshining mill. Like, that's just like a subplot to the whole thing where eventually you get those two rapey campfire guys who are running the mill, getting hammered and like drinking the shit.
No, don't call them rapey. They're straight up rapists. That movie,
rapey implies that they might not rape. They
talked about it. I don't know if they've done it. I'm just
every man was a fucking rapist.
Every single one.
So much like the heroine of A Shape of Water, they are all rapists. Is that what you're saying to me?
That is not true. They had a thing where it opens up and then the thing comes. She did the hand motion, Brian. He had to do it.
He wanted it.
I told you, that's like saying if you give a dog a red rocket, it's okay.
We're bringing...
You guys do not understand consent.
The thing is, though, through all of that, Heather Locklear, very topical, had one speed, and that was, I love everything. Oh,
yeah.
Can we want to rape? Great.
Can we agree that she's just a straight up psychopath? Like, she's dropped into one of the most craziest situations ever, and she's just quipping away like she's Tony Stark in the Marvel universe.
Like Max.
She tries to get. She almost gets raped multiple times. She encounters a plant creature and immediately calls her boyfriend like that. An hour in, and they're like, "You're my boyfriend. We're cool." And she walks into her stepfather's compound, and where there's a war zone. There's people with long rifles. He's like, "Hey, Daddy, how's it going? All good?"
All right. Was it just me, or during their great sex scene, right beforehand when he's like, "No, I can't," and then he breaks off that piece. Didn't it look like he was like handing over his dick? Like, here's the wood. Fuck yourself.
I want that. I
Cena.
want it all leading up with like the romantic kind of, and then hard cut to the tree rape scene from Evil Dead. And this is how it happened.
They're like,
Seriously, he's just like, no, I can't. Then he just pulls a little thing off his hip. Like, no, I've been planning this actually.
no, I thought that
What do you? That was actually a condom. He like rolled that down.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that. Oh, you ate it.
She's a psycho.
Is pushing people away Swamp Thing's go-to move? I've never read the comic book.
It's
but
funny.
He essentially just pushes people away.
You said that. I'm like sitting there, and all his intros are so badass. They do that like da-na-na-na-na music when he comes up like out of the swamp. But I realized they do it like 18 times at one point, and then Swamp Thing is supposed to be kind of like venomous. Like he can use the plants and the elements around him to do. He doesn't do any of that. It's just punching, throwing. It's like Luke Cage.
Lighting people on fire.
Yeah,
That's
he's
my
just
biggest
throwing
pet
people.
peeve. And like, if you start to get hung up on that in action scenes, you will ruin so many movies for yourself. Because like, if you count the times a character who is stronger and could easily kill someone throws a person to safety, like I could easily punch your head clean off, but instead I'm gonna throw you across the room so that
If
you
they
can
could've
get
just-
away or grab
they
a
could've had
weapon
it, like-
to fight me with or something. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking just knock their head clean off.
Like throw a bad guy down and at least have like roots. You could do the
Yeah.
worst 80s thing, just roots. Just
No, I
find-
bet
They
you guys all
do.
watched Return of the Swamp Thing. I bet I'm the only one who has watched the 2006 Marvel movie, the forgotten one, The Man Thing. Anybody?
No.
No, I have not seen that. I
They
watched Something
exist,
Dark,
and I've
newest
seen it.
one.
They do
I know what the man thing is. I kind of thought that's what the leech creature was when it, like that he fights twice in the beginning.
I actually think Man Thing is kind of a cooler version of Swamp Thing, but that's
I'm
just
not familiar
it's my
with
Marvel bias. You know, I just have a
Like-
Marvel bias.
They do. Well, you're a shill. They
Yeah.
do.
Get them
They
back.
You can
do the
tell by
thing-
all the glamour amidst which I live.
You are wearing a
Yeah,
Star
they do
Wars
the-
shirt,
They
so
do the thing in Return of the Swamp Thing
cuck.
that every low budget. I told you guys this already. That every low budget movie does like this is. Oh, let's just light a guy on fire.
and just run him off
Like,
into
it's
a
the-
fucking water.
No,
Now, to be fair, a good like I always have an appreciation for a good burn when it's a legit fire with an actual stuntman who got set on fire. Like,
Oh.
as much as I agree that that's an overused trope, I always like seeing it when it's real. Like, if I know that a dude was on set and got all slathered up with gel and got set on fire,
Yeah, it's
I
cool.
appreciate
It's
that
just-
as a
it-
film goer.
No, it's cool. It's just funny when you're like, oh, all right, they're going back to this one.
I'll one up you with the '80s lightning, like
Ooh, that was-
the
like
magical
the-
'80s lightning that can turn you into a Swamp Thing or kill you or just
It's what
reverse.
brought Jason back to life in part
Melted your
6.
body.
So
Mhm.
I have a theory. While watching this movie, I had a theory about why the movie was the way it was. Now, I think it was supposed to be rated R. I think
They
this is
definitely go
supposed
for
to
like a
be-
horror aspect.
I think this was supposed to be like a canon trauma style movie. Like, okay, we got the rights to this is all guessing. We got the rights to this character. Let's just go, let's just make what we're gonna make. And then someone like Heather Locklear signed on. Because what else was she doing? And then they were like, and she
I don't
was
like your
well, I'm
tone.
not- she was like, I'm not gonna do nudity.
Yeah,
And
dude,
they were like-
be cool. She'd probably be dead by the time this airs. It's not cool, man.
They were
God,
like,
she's so
like,
pretty
I'm
in
not
it,
gonna
though.
do nudity. So they nixed it and put it to like a PG-13 and probably, I don't know. How much did this even make money?
All right, so wait, it cost $4 million to make. You want to know how much it made? $192,000.
Ooh.
Money.
Hey, but that's another one. I'll tell you what. Return of the Swamp Thing was on TNT right alongside Jaws 3. I definitely saw that one plenty on TV. So they made their money back in syndication.
Oh yeah,
Can I ask a question? Because I have questions about this movie. What's up with the bowl of punch in the middle of the laboratory? It's just like this bubbling bowl of punch right in the middle of the laboratory.
Well,
What is this supposed to
Dry ice equals science. Didn't
That's
you know that?
the classic ooze.
What's up with all the weird racist stereotypes?
It's the Bayou, Joe. Duh. It's
No, not even that. The woman that works in Heather Locklear's office and she's reading Roots.
Oh yeah, jeez, and not speaking to anybody, being very rude. They really went for that stereotype.
Yeah.
I mean, if she doesn't speak, she doesn't get a SAG card. It's just it's just semantics.
Yeah.
So, a question: what would be the worst animal to be spliced with? Because they showcase a bunch of people, just like the elephant animal, manimal,
Ooh.
and the cockroach manimal. What would be the worst animal to be spliced with?
Brian.
Thinking.
I mean, Brian is gonna say dogs because he hates dogs.
Mine's been like being spliced with Brian. That would suck.
Well, I mean, there was that. Hey, if you've seen The Fly 2, there is that guy gets spliced together with that dog. It's pretty grim. I was thinking, like, I don't know, like
fish head.
Yeah, something that reproduces by just like spraying its jizz onto eggs. Like that's pretty bad, right? When they just like, they just like back up to a pile of eggs and do their business, no intercourse. Like that's probably. I don't want to be spliced with anything that doesn't get to bang.
I want to be a dolphin because dolphins are cool.
Because they commit rape.
Oh wait, yeah, no, damn it!
Welcome to the rape podcast.
Hey, don't worry, man. Almost, if you've ever watched a nature documentary, like every animal commits rape.
You want to hear a fun fact?
Don't tell us what I think you're going to tell us.
So the guy who plays the Dr.
You guys said you want to make this podcast interesting, right?
The guy who plays Dr. Arcane is the only returning person to the second one, other than the guy who plays Swamp Thing. But you know who played Dr. Alec Holland, I guess Swamp Thing, before he became Swamp Thing? Ray Wise in the 1982 one. Which, if you look at that movie, that costume is fucking garbage compared to this one.
Oh, is it?
Oh, the first movie? Yeah, it's a lot worse.
It looks like a green trash bag draped over this guy.
Well, John Carpenter.
Who did the effects in the part 2? Was it Stan Winston? I mean, he did everything else.
You're asking questions way too fast. Just kidding. I spelled that way wrong. Let's just say that's what I was gonna say. The movie is bad, but it literally looks like Stan Winston just went out and had a field day, and just there's so many great models and just costumes and practical effects. I'm just like, okay, I can deal with that.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that's why it was fun to watch. Like when I texted you at first, I was like, "This is awful." And actually, like 15 minutes in, I was having a blast.
Yeah, it's funny. I was gonna make a joke like, I can't believe they stole the comparing the scars scene from Lethal Weapon, but this came out before Lethal Weapon, so
I think they stole it from Jaws.
It's from Jaws.
That's from Jaws. Yeah. Sorry.
No. And also, there's like weird things. Is like that chick supposed.
I'm sorry. It's just Jaws is so boring that I missed it.
You need to watch Jaws like 100 more times.
I'm going to.
And I don't care. I don't care if it's so boring and you fall asleep. You wake up and you start over and you try
Nobody
again.
cares. You know the only good thing about Jaws is that GIF that came out that they put the googly eyes on the shark. It's the googly eye shark eating a guy. That's
I'm
the
gonna
only
burn this podcast to the ground.
Joe's and Brian's face is perfect. They're just stone cold while you're saying them, and I'm sitting here giggling like a fucking girl. That scene, supposedly she compares like a bite mark on her breast.
Yeah,
to getting at a Motley Crue concert, because they threw that in there because Heather Locklear was dating the Pam Anderson dude.
Tommy Lee?
Tommy Lee.
Yeah, they were married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to see Jaws in the theaters on Thursday. It's a tradition.
Oh, you're gonna fall asleep.
Hell yeah! No, you're not.
What about
now?
Swamp Thing?
They're the 4K. They're playing the 4K restoration near me, but they're not started. I took my son last year. By the way, a 7-year-old didn't fall asleep during Jaws. So if Jaws can keep the attention of a fucking 7-year-old, it's not boring.
Yeah, Brian.
Child abuse.
Problem.
I have a huge problem with this movie though. Like it's fun, and
what's your problem? Not enough Latinos?
No, I'm glad we're not in that. No, it's the way that they treat asthmatic people. Like you're not supposed to You're not supposed to be pumping away every 3 seconds. Per medical instructions, you're supposed to pump twice in the morning and only pump again when you're having an asthmatic attack. This dude is just pumping away every 3 seconds. Every time
Dr.
he's going to say a
Rochelle.
line.
Haven't you ever seen a
God.
movie where they're
No, it's
Look
just
at
it's
Goonies.
giving us. I'm asthmatic.
Nah,
and
man, it's all
giving
about
us
Devin
bad
Sawa on
name.
Idle Hands, where he has the little bowl in it.
Oh,
It's like
yeah, it's
a
perfect.
hidden.
Yeah. Or what's better, the Pink's piece from Days and Confused, where it's on his belt buckle.
The belt buckle
Yeah,
piece.
that's a good one too.
See, the asthmatic. I would have to go with the inhaler because my gut hangs too far over to wear a big belt buckle like that. I get like it pokes me in my underbelly.
The imprint.
So I can't. Yeah, it's really Batman belt buckle. I just can't wear.
What bothers me too is also all of the henchmen have these ridiculous orange like trash bag cutoff suits.
Who decided this uniform? Like this, the owner of the whole operation seems so fancy.
Just
He's
walk
playing
around
piano, and he's like, "My employees are gonna wear orange tracksuits."
Well, he has to keep them in line in the bayou.
It's just, everyone just walk in standard formation with your ARs, just back and forth through the swamp.
Now, maybe I missed something during the movie, but all of a sudden, they're just captured.
It's the kids, like something with the swamp, and the kids are in the back, and they want to take pictures of the swamp thing, and she walks away.
I actually loved those kids. I wish we got to see more. And those kids,
those kids are perfect. They had to do the little fucking redheaded kid, and of course, little black kid, and they just
they were
tear each other apart. Like, you ate
the little redheaded kid was dumb.
You got any ho-hos? I got 2 apples. Apples!
And like he just dumps porn magazines on the floor. Yeah. Like, here you go, party on.
We're gonna sit here and watch each other touch each other.
Hey, if you never, looked at porn magazines and jerked off in front of a group of friends, like all in the same room with a group of friends, I don't know what kind of childhood you had. Like,
it wasn't an American childhood.
Yeah,
I grew up on an island. We don't do that.
Oh, look at me! I'm better because I don't jerk off in a group of friends.
I don't watch trailers. I don't know what's TV.
Even as a child, I did always find like.
You jerked off within friends?
Not that I didn't find watching porn with a group of like other dudes always a little bit weird. Like I did it as a
if everyone's done it, raise your hand.
What was that?
It's gonna be an audio, but
raise your hand.
It's gonna be audio, so there's no proof that I raised my hand.
Okay, nobody will know that you didn't raise your hand.
Exactly.
They'll know that you did. I think we all did, clearly.
Idiots, every one of you.
Live your truth, all right? Just live your truth. But this movie, so now you have, with that being said, you have a live action James Wan Swamp Thing coming out.
Oh, I didn't.
How badass would Sam Neill be?
But supposedly, right? Like, because until something's actually,
it's not happening. It's happening just.
Let's wait till we see James Wan's Aquaman before we start counting on anything else.
Wait, do you think James Wan will have the balls to showcase Swamp Thing actually having sex, or is he gonna cop out with that trippy dick drug that he gave Heather Locklear?
Yeah, hard line. James Wan.
I don't know. Shape of Water might give him confidence.
James Wan will just like cut away, but have a loud noise, and then everyone will say it's genius filmmaking.
Well, supposedly news came out yesterday that he's co-directing the first episode to set the tone.
Of Swamp Thing?
Yeah, Swamp Thing.
Wait, it's a show?
Oh, it's a show.
Yeah, it's a part of DC streaming. This came out a couple months ago.
It's a streaming service. You might as well not even bother telling me.
But they're doing a Swamp Thing live action. They're doing the Young Justice season 3. They're doing a Harley Quinn cartoon voiced by Margot Robbie, and they're doing the Titans show that's already shot and got the first season done.
That sounds like a lot of wonderful content that I'll never watch.
Which.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, because we needed more Harley Quinn content in the world, there certainly wasn't enough.
I saw Tanya. I'm cool with no more Margot Robbie movies for a little bit.
No,
I don't mind her, but when you said animated Harley Quinn, all I could think of is like the way they like didn't they just do that Batman and Harley animated movie that was total shite? I didn't watch it, but I heard it was not good. DC animated has been like going downhill in a big way in the last couple of years.
Justice League Dark was cool. Swamp Thing, back to Swamp Thing. He was cool in that. But
Justice League Dark was really good.
But he was just
Absolutely. But that was a while. That's been a while since that one.
Did you guys see the trailer for the Teen Titans Go movie?
It's like straight up comedy. You know, it's just
that looked hysterical.
Yeah, I like Young Justice, but I ain't gonna subscribe to no streaming service to watch the new stuff. Like, sorry.
No. That's called free trials, dude. That's how I watch.
See, that's too much trouble. I don't want to. It's like, you call and then you cancel after you're done. Nah, that's like the same thing with Cobra Kai. I don't want to fucking encourage them. Even if I watch it and I sign up for a free trial and I cancel it, I don't want to encourage them. If it was good, it would be on a real channel.
We all follow you on Twitter. We know you have strong principles.
Give them some credit for getting together. Look, so
they had a cool idea. I'm sorry they couldn't get it on the platform I would watch.
Look, I have a bunch of producers. I'm trying to set up a meeting with Marvel to buy the Howard the Duck IP because I want to remake Howard the Duck. But I have a bunch of producers. They're unnamed. I'm gonna start that whole thing up. I'm gonna do all this.
I'm taking IOUs.
Will you guys sign sign.mychange.org for my Howard the Duck remake? All right.
You don't want to see it being remade?
Yeah, of course I want. But I want to do it. This guy, I want to Last Jedi this. I'm gonna fucking steal all the IP. I want to go back, just like these assholes are fucking doing, and I'm gonna remake that. If someone's gonna take an IP back. It's going to be Howard, and it's going to be me. All right? Last Jedi was a great fucking film. Fuck those guys. Sorry, I had to get that out of my chest.
I think we, you know what? This is a great podcast. I think we just get our Patreon running. Exclusively content.
Nailed it.
Just ask everyone for money.
Hey, do you think that taxi driver used to work at TGI Fridays? Because he had a lot of flair in that taxi.
Yo, he was talking about like brisket.
I don't remember his name, but he was like things were dangling, and he was like,
that made me hungry.
A lot of flair. I would have given him.
As soon as he dropped her off, he knew exactly what the deal was. He dropped her shit and ran. To leave a final note on Swamp Thing, the actor who plays Swamp Thing's name is Dick Durock.
What a name! Was that his voice?
And he is the first reprising DC role since Christopher Reeve to play the role twice in a row.
Was
Christopher Reeve to Superman, Swamp Thing, Dick Durock. So go down in film history.
Another interesting thing: the Swamp Thing series actually has a better average quality than the original Superman franchise.
You know what? He spoke like Superman.
Yeah, he was very well mannered for having just algae and plant up his ass.
For a monster freak.
Yeah.
His voice turned me on. So I think this is a pretty successful first episode, guys. I know we ran a little bit later than usual, but I don't want to do the usual.
You can cut out some of that dog abuse stuff if you need.
Leave it all in.
I don't want to do that usual. Where can we find you? Type of things. Everyone who watches this, all the millions of views we're going to get, and the millions of subscribers, you guys can find each of these lovely gentlemen in the description below. Regardless, everyone say your goodbyes. Brian, say yours, then Joe, then Jusef, and then I'll close this out. Go ahead, bud.
Oh, hey, yeah, sure. I'll be happy to say my goodbyes first. Thanks for listening. I hope this becomes a long-running and successful podcast. But just in case, maybe you might want to check out DVD Bunker. It's available on iTunes and SoundCloud, and maybe I talk about my DVD collection that I've amassed over the years and reassess some purchases I've made. You might want to see, while you're waiting for the next Flyover State of Film to come out, maybe check out some of those. Oh, at Hercules on Twitter, where my hot takes can be found.
You usually get to see him and Jusef sending each other gifts.
No, Joe, we got
like your feed filled with gifts.
You could find my podcast, DVD Bunker. You could listen to Brian's really good podcast. And you can follow me on Twitter at Chendango1, where I don't know.
Hey, you did a couple episodes of a show. I even came on at one time.
Yeah, it was fun, and then like I was, just like, oh, this is work.
Life gets in the way. People, that's the thing. You start a podcast because it sounds like fun, and then you're like, oh, I got to do work for this.
You guys will keep at least some of us accountable.
With 4 people, one of the 4 of us should be able to keep it rolling,
Yeah, it's going to be great. So just continue listening. Thanks for listening. This was so much fun. I will be more awake next time. So I was a little sleepy tonight.
You also had a big poop.
I did have a big poop before we started. It kind of disappeared, so I'm nervous for tonight.
Well, I killed like 5 or 6 beers, so I'll be sleepy in like 10 minutes.
Nice. I wish I had kept more with me. That's it. Just follow me on Twitter.
What you got, Jusef?
Oh, I got nothing. That's it. I you can follow me at Why I Love Movies, and where I can just explain to you thoroughly why Jaws suck, and my reviews on whyIlovemovies.com. You can. I usually just post reviews.
I'm gonna make Jusef drive up to Columbus and watch the 4K restoration of Jaws in the theater with me. You better make a plan.
It's gonna be an awesome. I mean, you should bring like a towel for your shoulder and where my drool can fall to.
It's this is a little taste of my own medicine, because I did this same thing when people were talking about 2001 coming out in the theater. I was like, oh, you can go get a nice expensive nap.
TJ and I are much closer than you guys.
Yeah.
We're like 40 minutes away.
It's just an hour.
We're about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We can make it work.
We can make it work.
That's not bad. It's
not bad.
I don't even know the geography of Ohio.
Outside of that, you can watch.
Well, I live in Columbus, which is in the center of Ohio. Everything in the state is within 2 hours from me.
Like, I'm just trying to say goodbye, Brian. Can we just,
I don't ever want this to end. Don't make me stop.
Don't make
I never want this to end.
Violent way.
All right, Josh sucks. Bye.
So, guys, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the Flyover State of Film. I'm going to leave you guys with a very, very sentimental movie quote from a great character, Rose Tico. We're going to win this war not by saving what we hate, or fighting what we hate, but saving what we love. Fuck off, you trolls. And I love you 3, kinda. Not really. But I gotta pee really bad. And see you next time. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe and be ready for the next episode of Flyover State of Film. Have a great night, everyone. Peace!